The Potter and the Unbreakable Vase. In a faraway kingdom where golden dunes met quiet rivers, there lived an old potter named Harun. His hands were rough as clay but gentle as morning dew. Every day he shaped beautiful vases, cups, and lamps that glowed like tiny suns when light touched them. Yet despite his skill, Harun's pottery shop was small and forgotten. In the royal city nearby, younger craftsmen made grander things, painted in gold, carved with jewels. Harun's simple earthen pots were seen as humble and old-fashioned. One afternoon, as Harun shaped clay beneath a banyan tree, a traveler stopped by. He wore tattered robes and carried a pack of scrolls. Watching the potter at work, he smiled and said, "Old man, why do you make such simple pots when the world demands gold and shine?" Harun replied, "Because the earth does not boast, yet it holds everything." The traveler nodded thoughtfully, then placed a piece of parchment on Harun's table. "I am a storyteller," he said, "and I have a challenge for you. Make a vase so strong that even the king's fire cannot break it. If you do, your name will live in every tale I tell." Harun chuckled. "Fire breaks everything, my friend." The man only smiled. "Perhaps not everything." And with that, he disappeared down the road. For days and nights, Harun worked. He mixed the clay with river dust and mountain sand. He shaped, dried, and fired countless vases, all shattered in the furnace's heat. The villagers mocked him gently, saying, "Harun, you can't fight fire." But the old potter whispered to himself, "Maybe I cannot fight it, but perhaps I can learn its song." So one night, he sat beside the furnace, watching the flames dance. He listened, really listened, into their hiss and hum. Then he began to hum back, tuning his breath to the rhythm of the fire. Slowly, the clay inside glowed brighter, as though responding. For 7 nights he worked like this, in silence, in patience, in harmony. On the 8th morning, he opened the kiln. Inside sat a single vase, plain, earthen brown, yet glowing faintly from within, like the memory of fire itself. Word spread fast. The king, curious about this unbreakable vase, summoned Harun to the palace. The court was grand, marble floors, jeweled lamps, and banners that shimmered like silk rivers. Harun stood humbly before the throne, holding the simple vase. The king scoffed. "This? It looks like a pot for goat's milk." He ordered his guards to test it. They struck it with metal rods. The vase sang softly but did not crack. They dropped it from the balcony. It bounced and rolled unharmed. Finally, the king, frowning, commanded, "Throw it into the fire." The vase was tossed into the royal furnace. Flames rose and the hall grew silent. Moments later, when the furnace was opened, the vase remained, glowing brighter, whole and alive. The court gasped. The king stood up. "What magic is this?" Harun bowed deeply. "No magic, my king. The fire that destroys can also strengthen, if the clay listens instead of resists." The king was silent, then smiled. "Then the fire has met its master." He ordered Harun to become the royal craftsman, and every vase he made thereafter was marked with a tiny symbol, a flame and a river, to remind all that strength is born not from fighting hardship, but from embracing it. Years later, when Harun grew old, travelers still visited his workshop. Among them was a young boy who asked, "Master, how did you make something unbreakable?" Harun smiled, holding up his trembling hands. "By breaking many times and learning each song the fire sang to me." The boy nodded, not yet understanding, but years later he would. Moral of the story: true strength is not born from avoiding the fire, but from learning to endure its warmth without losing our shape. Like Harun's clay, we all face moments that test and transform us. Every challenge, every failure, and every hardship is a part of our making, shaping us into something stronger, wiser, and more beautiful than before.